Hey everyone, welcome back to Inkmattic, back here with another video, and this is part 2. This is the second part from the previous video, and in this video we're going to be looking at how the portfolio performed throughout 2021 and what it looked like on the 1st of January 2022. So with that being said, we are only looking at the trading 212 ISA in terms of the portfolio, but then we will include the other accounts as we go through. So the portfolio, the trading 212 ISA was at £19,012, and it was composed of 23 individual holdings on the 1st of January 2022. So my top 5 holdings were Main Street, which accounted for £3,281, Energy Transfer at £3,231, Realty Income at £1,579, Apple at £1,412, and finally Cloudflare, which is at £1,399. So this one has actually tanked further. I think as of today, as of recording, it's about $89. So it's gone from around 220 to $89. So that's a huge drop. It's the kind of thing I probably should have sold it and just rebought them again, but you know, you can't really predict the market. So like I said in my previous videos, that is a hold for me. So let's take a look at investment sectors. So my largest one is property at 5,996. So this one includes stocks like Main Street Capital, REITs, such as Realty Income. Energy, I've got, which is worth about £4,309. Internet, which is £2,221. And technology, which is £1,947. And then you just get smaller beyond that. In terms of where my portfolio is at, in terms of weighting between different currencies and different markets, as you can see here, that this portfolio is very heavily weighted against the US market, with it accounting for 76% of my overall portfolio of my ISA, followed by the London Stock Exchange at 19.3, and the rest of it is Euro stocks. So it is it looks considerably different to what it was in the previous year. So if we change this to the previous year, it's not as bad as I actually thought it was. So if we looked at 1st of January 2021, US stocks made up 61.5%, UK stocks made up 32.5%, and the rest of it was in Euro stocks. So let's go back to 2022 right now. So let's take a look at dividends. So this is looking at the last 5 years, but I've only really started since 2019. So obviously 2018 is going to be 0. The first year I had the trading 212 ISA, I had £6 in dividends. So, you know, I did start it at the end of the year, so around September. So I think it's not bad considering how small the portfolio was back then. Moving on to 2020, it rose to £200 a year in dividends. And in 2021, it rose to £567 in dividends. So it is a nice gain between 2020 and 2021. So far this year, we've received £22 in dividends in this account. So I'm pretty happy with how this is performing right now. Obviously, this is to date. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, considering it's the 21st of January right now, and we're already £22 in dividends, which is fantastic. Now, if we look at it in terms of the last 24 months, we can see that if we look at dividends over the last 24 months, it has slowly been rising. If you look at the trend about here, it's definitely rising slowly. There are some anomalies like Energy Transfer, which does pay out a quarterly dividend, and it does raise the overall dividend for that month quite a bit. But in terms of, you look at these small ones here, it has definitely got an upward trend here, which is quite small, but it is definitely something there. So I'm hoping to hit around 1,000. Well, in terms of my stock events app, it's projecting that I should be receiving around $1,100 in dividends annually. A link is in the description if you want to try out that app. But yeah, so in terms of the stock events, is projecting that I should be getting $1,166 of dividend in 2022, which I'm pretty happy with. And I would expect this to grow as I continue to add it as well. So I think overall I'm pretty happy with the overall performance. Let's have a look at how it compared to the S&P 500. So let's take a look at this. So this is pretty much the data behind how the performance of the portfolio essentially. So it is including, you know, my free trade portfolio, my 𝐅𝐫𝐞, and my trading 212 accounts. And if we do look at it, if we do look at it in terms of here, that, you know, I haven't beat the S&P 500. As you can see, it's considerably higher than my portfolio. It did change around January 2020, where I was pretty much on par with the S&P 500, and then you could see the basically the distance between them kind of grow. And if we do look at the time weighted return total, my portfolio ended up with, well, if we look at the final index, return index, so my portfolio returned around 1.39, and the S&P 500 index returned around 1.65. Time weighted return total is 39.2, and the S&P 500 returned at 64.8. And if we look at the time weighted return annualized, that's 14.1% for my portfolio and 22.1% for the S&P 500 index. In terms of that overall, so yeah, if we're looking at a time weighted return, yeah, I'm falling way behind the S&P 500. But if we look at the money weighted return, I am up 46.3%, and the S&P 500 index is up 22.1%. So, you know, it depends how you want to measure your performance. But that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.